right, good evening, Buffalo Nation. Welcome to the 2019-2020 Villages High School Boys Basketball Banquet. I'm Kyle Coppola, the public address announcer for the boys basketball program, and I've been given the honor of hosting this evening. You know, typically this event is held at the high school, and all of our friends and family and fans are able to gather and celebrate this season's accomplishments. But unfortunately, due to the unprecedented pandemic of COVID-19, the boys basketball program decided that a YouTube live stream was our only viable solution. We're excited to have all of you watching. Those watching on a computer or a mobile device will have a unique opportunity to share comments and share in the revelry. Tonight, we are here to honor the Junior Varsity and Varsity boys basketball teams. Both teams had seasons filled with record-breaking accomplishments. Also, individual players will be honored with awards reflecting their achievements this season and the representation of our program's core values of hard work, service, and excellence. To start off tonight's celebration, please allow me to recognize the Junior Varsity team, coached by PJ Foster in his first year with the program, and Nishan Falconer, also in his first year. The JV ended the season with a record of 12 wins and 4 losses. Some key wins for the Junior Varsity team came over Vanguard, Forest, and Wildwood. The JV team averaged 63.5 points per game and held their opponents to just 48.3 points per game. Now, to introduce the awards for the Junior Varsity team, here's the head coach, PJ Foster. PJ?
Good afternoon, everybody. Just want to say I hope everybody's being well, being safe. First, I want to give a big shout out to Coach Mcdowell. I really appreciate him giving the opportunity. Me and Nishan, we really enjoyed this season. The whole VHS fam, it was spectacular. But before I get into it, I want to say I'm really appreciative of everybody might not know it. My girlfriend Renee, she helped me out big time during this season, so I want to give her a shout out as well. But I'm not going to bore you guys. So in the first award I want to give out is the core values and hard work. Now, we normally give out this award to a guy that shows up to practice every day, does whatever we ask without no hesitation. We actually got a few guys like that, but the first guy is Keegan Belson. Now, Keegan, most of you guys know he's a junior, but he comes to practice every day, does whatever I ask, and sometimes even practice for the varsity squad. And who wouldn't want a kid like that on the team? So I really appreciate Keegan, and I love you, man. Now, the next guy is going to be Brandon Kendall. Now, Brandon, I know Brandon for probably I want to say 4 or 5 years now. Met him when he was in 7th grade. And he represents our core value and excellence. He did exactly what we asked of him to the best of his ability. And he's a great shooter, and I love Brandon. And I really want to wish him well. Hopefully he does great at the varsity level. I really appreciate you, Brandon. And this guy, he knows what he means to me. My guy, Ja'Cory. Ja'Cory represent the service. Core value is service. And we all know what that means. He does whatever we ask. During the season, Corey was battling some back injuries, but he never even wanted to quit. We eventually had to shut it down for him, but I really appreciate what he gave to the team on both sides of the ball and with his leadership. So appreciate you, Ja'Cory. And last but not least, for our most outstanding player, it goes to Gion. Gion led us on both sides of the ball in scoring and in steals. He's a tremendous player who has a ton of growth ahead of him. So I really appreciate you, Gion. Appreciate the whole GHS family. VHS, I love you guys. Can't wait to get back in the gym. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to our JV boys basketball players and coaches. Now let's recognize the varsity boys basketball team. Their head coach is Colt Mcdowell, and he's assisted by Dennis Nisbet, Marty Dzuro, Antoine Tennell, and Amy Betzer. This season, the Buffalo were the FHSAA Class 4A District 6 champions and advanced to the regional semifinals with a record of 21 wins and 7 losses. The Buffalo had many record-breaking moments this season, but the game that will be remembered forever in VHS basketball history will be the 4-overtime win in the opening round of the Battle at the Villages tournament against Seffner Christian. That game was both the longest in Buffalo history and the highest scoring, with your Buffalo scoring a whopping 117 points. Other key wins included victories over Santa Fe, Wildwood, PK Yonge, Calvary Christian, and Lincoln Park Performing Arts School from Pennsylvania. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the first boys basketball coach in school history to win over 100 games on the Buffalo bench, Colt Mcdowell. Colt?
Thank you, Kyle. Great to be here. Appreciate the introduction. Great job by PJ, and just grateful to be here. Obviously, we've all gotten a lot more used to over the last 2 months of having these type of Zoom or Google Meet meetings. We by no means prefer this, but we did want to celebrate a great group of seniors and a great group of underclassmen that carried the torch well for our Buffalo basketball team this year. Um, I think we need to keep in mind that these kids left for spring break and never went back to school. So I want to first of all thank Kyle and thank Marty for working really hard to produce this online banquet. Um, I'm very, very thankful that they were able to do that and just able to, in true Villages fashion, recognize our seniors in as best a way as we possibly can. Um, I hope all of y'all are staying safe and your families are doing as well as you possibly can be doing during the COVID-19 crisis. I had a friend of mine tell me last night, and it made a lot of sense to me. I'm sure like you, I've had good days and bad days during this thing. Um, but one of the good things is it's allowed us to slow down and return to life where families are having dinner together every night again and just slow the pace of life down. So we've all tried to find the silver linings and the gratitude. But one of the biggest things that this allowed for me to do was it allowed for me to really reflect on our program, our basketball program, and not just the 2019 and 2020 season, but all of it. What has been being built over in the Villages for the last 10 years. We've been, fortunate to have an incredible community of support, starting with the Morse family, and especially Mark Morse, who really, gives us everything we need to have a competitive advantage in terms of having a great facility to play in terms of having everything, all the support we could ever ask for, and we're just forever thankful for that. Also, the people that help us to make our program be as first class as we possibly can are Sean and Robin Carr at Custom Apparel, Carol and Pete LaFrisky at Sammy Joe's Pizza. We really appreciate you guys feeding us before every game. Rick and Sharon Tatman, Pete Bush, our clock operator, Lee Burgess, our scorekeeper, Kyle Coppola, as I've already mentioned, our public address announcer, Gary Nellens and the entire Booster Club. Cannot say enough about them. Ben Miller, our athletic trainer, Elizabeth Mann, our videographer, and Cody Hills, who covers us for the Villages Daily Sun and does a phenomenal job. In addition to all of those people, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our coaching staff. But before I mention our coaching staff, I'd like to talk about my family and my wife, Jessica, and my kids, Bella and Taylor, that just support me in everything I do. And they're the reason why I do a lot of what I do. And also my mom and dad, Paul and Shirley McDowell. Without them, I wouldn't be able to be here. Our coaching staff is a phenomenal staff. As y'all know, I'm not going to bore you with it too much, but, Dennis Nisbet, Amy Betzer, Antoine Tinnell, PJ, you've already heard from tonight, Nishan Falconer, and then Marty Dzuro. And again, I just cannot say enough thank you, Marty, for producing this tonight and making sure that our seniors and our underclassmen that got their banquet taken away from them and got their fourth quarter taken away from them, we're trying to give them something that they can have for the rest of their lives. But as I reflected on all those people that, as I reflected on all those people that gave to our, give to our program and support our program, it also made me think about the foundation that we've laid, the foundation that we've built on from the first district championships in 2013 and 2014. And, some of the players that comprise those teams, the Isaiah Jacksons, the Caleb Sanders, the Lane Munns, the Austin Tatmans, the John Rohans, the Logan Chavises, the Eric Turners, and what Coach Krakoff did winning those first two district championships. Over the last 5 years, we've tried to build off that foundation, and our goals have been to grow men, to become our best, to win championships, and to help get guys to their next level. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that. And the way that we've done that is that we've been doing it through a formula that we use of person, student, player. We don't expect our guys to be perfect people by any means, but we will meet them where they're at. And our coaching staff's the same way. We'll meet each other where we're at, but we refuse to leave each other there. We would like to continuously improve as people every day, and as students every day, and as players every day. And I think, when you grow in that way, you have a chance to become your best. And as a result of that, you can win championships. And in the last 5 years, well, really the last 10 years, we've been to the state playoffs 9 out of 10 years. We've won 6 district championships, but in the last 5 years, we've won 3 district championships. We've won 2 regional championships, and we've made a lot of noise on the state and national level. And when we took over, that was kind of our goal. Our mindset was, let's build this thing on a county level, a district level, a regional level, a state level, and a national level. And we've started out by taking 40-point whoopings in the battle at the Villages, to now being competitive and been in the championship game of that twice. We were invited to the Montverde Invitational Tournament 2 years in a row. And our program, in addition to producing a lot of Division I players in the last 5-6 years, we've also helped to produce a McDonald's All-American. So I think we're tracking on all of those levels to be the best players we can be and be the best team we can be. College players that jump to mind that have been produced from the Villages in the last few years are Logan Betzer, JT Truax, Terry Ivory, Trey Mann, Peyton Williams, Brandon Farmer, Ricardo Wright, Mac Harris, AJ Williams, Diego Romero, all the last 4 being in 2019, 2020 guys. But equally as important as those guys, there are some guys that chose not to play athletics after college, or didn't have the opportunity to play athletics after college, or after high school, I'm sorry. And, guys like Marion Evans, who's a successful realtor in the Villages now, and Sholton Roberts, who's a firefighter, and Dylan Leyva, who graduated from FSU in less than 4 years, Kelby Andrews, Rajon Leith, Dalton Berry, who's a successful plumber, Blake Grinnell, who's doing really well at USF right now. All of those guys have really answered the bell and became the people that we hope to help guys in our program become. And numerous others that I did not mention tonight. But with all that being said, I think it's safe to say that there's been a lot accomplished, and a lot to be proud of over the last 5 years. But as we celebrate the 2019 and 2020 group, which carried that torch really, really well this year, I want to challenge all of our current Buffalo and all of our former Buffalo that are out striving to become the best human beings they possibly can be right now, to continue to dream big, let's continue to build it at a county, a county, a district, a regional, a state, a national level. Dream big. Let's continue to try to be our best, and, start with the end in mind and work backwards, and to make the next 5 years even as successful, or more successful than we've had in the last 5 years. So with that being said, I would like to take tonight to recognize our 2019-2020 Villages Buffalo basketball team, starting with our freshmen underclassmen, Derek Mccray and Sam Walters. Both kids had a great year as freshmen for us on a really talented varsity. Both earned minutes, and we're expecting a lot from them over the next 3 years. Our juniors, we didn't have any sophomores that were on the varsity this year, but our juniors were Corey Goldwire, Nasir Mann, Jordan Wynn, Antonio Rizzo, and Caleb Brock as our manager. I don't know if anybody signifies what we want our program to be about more than Caleb in terms of what he does for all of our guys on a day-to-day basis. And that junior group has been very, very, very solid. Um, Expecting them to have a great senior year next year. And then getting into our seniors, AJ Williams was a 3-year letterman for us. Matt Harris was a 4-year letterman for us. Ricardo Wright, Mike Thornton, both 1-year lettermen, along with Diego Romero and Matt Doherty, both 1-year lettermen. And then rounding that out is Brian Jackson and David Kubek, who were also 1-year lettermen with our varsity basketball team. Our senior group this year did a great job of providing leadership and did a really good job of representing what Buffalo basketball is all about. Our Varsity Awards for this year, as Coach PJ or Coach Foster discussed, our core value for hard work. And I apologize. I forgot Luke Harding on my list. Luke Harding, as well as a junior in that group. I apologize. Luke, also a huge part of our team this year, and expect a lot of big things from him next year. Our core value for hard work is going to go to Brian Jackson. Brian, as y'all know, just signifies everything that we expect in the value of in the core value of hard work. He's very committed. He takes ownership of the messages that the coaching staff tried to provide to him, and then he leads other guys in doing so, and that's why he won the award for hard work. Our core value for service goes to David Kubek. We define service as being unselfish and having a love for your teammates. David was put into some positions this year that were very, very hard for anybody to be in. He worked as hard as anybody. He just had some guys beat him out for minutes, and he had some younger guys beat him out for minutes. But David, to his credit, and why he'll be a very successful human being down the line, never let it affect him, was great in practice every day, and was as big a part of us winning the district championship as anybody that played a ton of minutes for us this year. Our core value of excellence goes to Nas Mann. We decided to give the award of excellence to Nas because really the core values that we try to build our program on are hard work, service, and have fun. But we use the word excellence in our award ceremony because that's part of having fun. We believe in winning or learning. We believe in constant growth. We believe in becoming the best you can become. And if you'd have told me at the end of his sophomore year that Nas was going to start every game as a junior and average 14 points a game and almost 7 rebounds a game, I'm not sure I would have believed you. But the work that he put into his game, and that's kind of Nas's MO. When he gets his mind made up, he's capable of doing anything he wants to do. Nas he made up his mind over the summer, and he just had a phenomenal year for us as a junior. He's made a lot of noise on the state level. I think he's ranked in the top 80 in the state now, and I think that's going to continue to improve. But Nas Mann is our core value excellence award winner. Buffalo Pride is an award that goes to our guy that kind of sums up all 3 of our awards. That works really hard, that serves the team, and has a lot of fun doing it. That award is going to go to Jordan Wynn. Jordan this year didn't play a ton of minutes, but just like David Kubek, was phenomenal in practice every day. And anytime anything's needed for his teammates or for his coaching staff or for anybody, Jordan's there to help out and to offer a helping hand. Phenomenal student, phenomenal person, phenomenal player. And I think he's going to play a big role in our team next year on the floor as much as he did off the floor this year. Our next award is an award that normally the Booster Club would present. Gary Nellums and the Booster Club, like I already said, do a phenomenal job supporting us. But the Courageous Award, it's an award that goes to anyone that worked really hard and used the game of basketball to help them through a really, really tough time. And I've already mentioned this young man, but as y'all know, Brian tore his ACL in the summer of 2019. And the doctors told him there was probably no way that he'd ever be back to play for his senior year. Brian refused to believe that. Brian worked extremely hard to rehab his knee, And to everybody's surprise, I think except for me and Brian and maybe his mom, because we talked about it and we prayed about it, he came back a month early and was able to play in the last week of the regular season. Had a really good game against Fleming Island, and ended up playing for us significant minutes throughout the district tournament and the playoffs. So the Courageous Award for just battling through adversity off the floor and not letting them get him down is Brian Jackson. And then last but not least, our most outstanding player this year is going to go to a guy that I don't know I could be any more proud of. When he got to the Villages, I told him that we're basketball wise, skill wise, shooting, passing, dribbling, he's got all those skills. We were going to work on how he was going to be a better teammate, how he was going to learn how to handle adversity, and how he was going to help be the best team player he could be, and he did. And as a result of that, he ended up averaging 21 points a game, almost 22, shot in a ridiculous percentage from the floor, almost 60% from 2 and almost 40% from 3. And averaged close to 6 rebounds a game. And for his efforts, he was also rewarded with a Division I scholarship offer, which he accepted to Marist College, and that is Ricardo Wright. So those are our awards for our seniors this year. I'm missing all of you tremendously, parents, coaches, players. We've tried to stay connected as best as we can through Google Meets and through Zoom and through our group chat, but it's nothing like getting in the gym and being together. I can't wait until we can do that again. But until we do, keep working hard, keep dreaming big, and let's make the next 5 years as good or better than the last 5 years have been. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much, Colt. And now it's the part of the night we've all been waiting for. You guys ready? All right. Well, let's take a look at the highlights of the 2019-2020 VHS Buffalo basketball season. I'll tell you what, those are some great moments and memories from this season. You know, before we wrap things up tonight, the boys basketball program would like to announce that all players who earned an award tonight or who lettered are welcome to come by the front car line loop at the high school tomorrow, Thursday, May 14th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. to collect your awards. If you're unable to make it for whatever reason, they're going to be available at the front office of the high school until the end of the school year, so you can drop by anytime. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to help us celebrate the 2019-2020 Villages High School boys basketball team. To all of our seniors, we wish you the best in your future endeavors. Thank you to everything that you've brought to the Villages Charter School over all of these years. We are truly thankful for you guys, and we wish you all the best. To the rest of our Buffalo family, we hope to see you soon in the community or at the gym. For Colt McDowell, PJ Foster, our director Marty Dzuro, I'm Kyle Coppola. Good night, and one more time, go Buffalo!
We're so young, we got the world waiting, driving down the interstate, I feel my body shake, the sun